Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs are calling a series of raids on his homes an excessive use of military force. One of the biggest names in music is now the focus of a federal sex trafficking investigation. Homeland Security agents raided 2 properties owned by the hip-hop producer. And although there is no confirmation Combs is the target of this investigation and he hasn't been charged, he has faced several civil suits in recent months that were based on allegations of sex assault, rape, trafficking, and other crimes. So joining us this morning on what some of the legal ramifications could be of these alleged crimes is Jennifer Brevorka. She's a cross-border litigator in Canada and the U.S. and a partner at Rusty Hardin and Associates LLP. Good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie.
Before we start with the raids, I want to focus on these civil cases. Combs has faced allegations in 5 civil suits recently. Some of those date back to the 90s. And one suit was settled out of court. What has he been accused of in those cases?
Well, in those cases, most of which were filed in New York State, and the one that was settled was in New York State, he has been accused of sex assault, rape, sex trafficking, assault, a variety of rather severe allegations. He has denied all of them. And in the settlement, neither side admitted that he bore liability, but he did settle that suit. Part of why these suits were filed, some of them, as you noted, dated back years ago, is because New York State had a special law passed that allowed women who alleged sexual assault from years ago that normally would not be able to bring suit because of the statute of limitations. New York State's law allowed them to bring that suit last year. And so many of these suits were filed just in 2023.
The raids, now let's talk about those. Those are reportedly part of a sex trafficking investigation. So what could the legal consequences be for Combs if he is in fact charged criminally with allegations that were similar to the civil suits?
Sure. At this point, I want to point out to viewers that the presumption of innocence is with Mr. Combs as it is in Canada. He has not been charged. He has not been tried. He has not been convicted. But the range of possibilities range from nothing happening, no charges being filed or an indictment being brought, to prison time and or restitution, financial restitution to the victims in some form or fashion as part of an ultimate penalty if he's convicted.
What would be involved for prosecutors then to try and prove these kinds of allegations?
Well, what we're seeing playing out right now is prosecutors slowly building their case. What the media has reported in the United States and here is that prosecutors or investigators are interviewing individuals. They have a roadmap already put out in the civil complaints, individuals who were involved, the acts that were involved, the dates. And so they're going to take that roadmap, they're going to interview people, and they're going to do what they just did yesterday, which is obtain search warrants and seize property, largely electronics at this point, what's been reported, and start reviewing that data and piecing together the evidence that they need to bring a case against Mr. Combs or no charges at all.
Elements of this story might remind some of the arrests of movie producer Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Epstein, which had allegations that dated back decades. Why might these claims against Combs have stayed under the radar for so long?
Well, perhaps for the same reason that Mr. Weinstein's allegations remained silent or somewhat hidden, in that Mr. Combs is a man of immense power and wealth, and individuals may have feared bringing forth these claims. The other aspect is what I mentioned earlier before. New York State had changed its law, allowing for what normally could not be brought as a civil suit for assault because of the statute of limitations. That changed last year for a 1-year window. So it was a limited opportunity to bring these allegations forward.
There are allegations that Combs would regularly host sex trafficking parties. And again, these are just reports. Nothing's been charged, nothing proven. There were also illegal drugs potentially could be found on site. So Combs has been involved in the careers of a lot of stars, Justin Bieber, Usher. If this does eventually head to court, would we see other notable music industry figures compelled to take part or even testify?
I don't know about being compelled to testify. Individuals may want to cooperate with the government. As you saw with Mr. Weinstein's trials, certainly the one in California, there were very notable women who testified on behalf of the prosecutors who had been assaulted by Mr. Weinstein. And so the same may play out here.
Jennifer Brevorka, it's been an interesting conversation. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.